All right, so there were fights.
Boom fights. Not boom fights. UFC fights.
UFC fights. It was a Brazil card. Not a huge card.
No. Was not excited for this card at all. Damian Maia versus Ryan LaFlare. Eric Silva, Josh Kostek. Co-headliner. However, 1 hour prior to the prelim fights beginning, as the Fight Pass prelims were going, I was like, let me log into my DraftKings.com. And I spent another $16, and I was like, let me do this. Let me just fuck around here and do my things. So I got two different fight groupings. One was the prelim cards, and I went based 100% on which fighters had Wikipedia pages. Did not turn out good on that card. But then the other one was main card shit, and I won 2 of the fights on that. 2 competitions or whatever. Fights were like, yeah, they're all right. Did you see any highlights or anything from the fight?
Yeah, I saw the highlights.
Is there anything that stood out from the fight?
Koscheck getting beat again.
Was that the exact same finish too?
Almost seemed like, I mean, minus all the
special effects.
Yeah.
It's all the coming. When I lose, I come all over the mat.
My mouth. I come out of my mouth.
The octagon is covered in my cum. Yeah. So,
I saw the horrible stoppage on the one fight. That was fucked.
For sure. Now, keep in mind, while I was picking my picks, I knew this was in Brazil, and I knew how tendencies tend to lean towards Brazilian fighters as far as judging and
not like that.
Yeah, that was next level shit. But I'm usually fights that go to a decision generally. There's been some crazy decisions in Brazil. Refereeing, I think this is like this guy did another horrible stoppage on a different Brazil card too. I think it was the dude held the choke forever, and the ref took forever to stop it. I think I didn't actually research anything.
So maybe this came from a knee-jerk reaction the last time when he fucking let it go too long.
Maybe, but Tate Fletcher, friend of show, posted.
I saw his tweet about it.
So it's I don't know I haven't done any research. I've
never been down to Brazil.
I've never been to Brazil, and I've never fucked a Brazilian chick, so I'm not acquainted with any part of that. Any part. Except for listening to Portuguese by accident while watching the UFC online. But yeah, it's that was a ridiculous one, because it was like they were even saying during the commentating that he's like, he's on the right side. Like, there's no threat here. There's no pressure on the neck. He should be good. And they're like, what? What is that ref? What? No. What?
I like the guy just kept fighting. He's like, what?
Yeah, it was, and he went to go. He acted like what a ref would do in that situation. Like if a ref, generally, if they think somebody might be out, they kind of move their hand or some appendage to see if there's any resistance. So if a hand flops, you're like, oh, the dude's probably out. This guy went up and just touched the wrist. Nothing moved. He just went up, touched the wrist, stopped the fight. There's no time for oh, the hand didn't move. First off, there's no hand flop in that situation, and then it's no even time to assess. He's like, I'm going in there, I'm going to touch the hand, I'm going to stop the fight. It's that's what they paid me to do. That's what they paid me to do. This is what I'm going to do. I go down. Okay, if he ever gets an arm around him, any close to a submission, just go in, pretend like you're doing, assess the fight, touch the hand, stop the fight. Don't let anything. But there was updates, I think. Did you see any of the updates as far as overturning it? Did the Brazilian?
No, they didn't overturn it.
Just laughed. They're like,
paid. He got paid.
Yeah. Well, the UFC The UFC paid him. Yeah, that fucked me over. That was a fight that, I mean, who knows what would have happened in that fight? He was totally winning the fight. He was,
he's a grappler.
yeah.
Like that
He
was
was,
like he's a phenomenal grappler, so he really wasn't in trouble at all
yeah,
because he totally knew he was fine.
yeah, and he was fine.
I don't know. It's just weird.
It's the worst. It was so mad. I was so mad. That's one thing with like putting money on fights more than just a sad picture, which is natural for me. Like it's like, fuck, that fucker cost me the fucking, you fucking asshole. I could have fucking won. Fuck you. And I'm like, whoa, money changes you, bro.
It does.
I was like, I gotta sit down. I got a whole nother card. I've got way more money that I can win with these other ones. But yeah, so that was fucking ridiculous though. Like that's, as far as like shitty, there's been some shitty fucking like decisions or stoppages. That was fucking ridiculous. That was one of the most ridiculous ones that I've seen that I can think of, because it just happened fucking the other day, bro, and it cost me money. It cost me $5.
And then today,
$5.
a few things in UFC news. Brock Lesnar he went on ESPN. Because he had an announcement.
Oh shit.
And he's a fucking professional wrestler, so I figured this announcement was going to be that maybe he was coming back to the Octagon.
Yeah, because when do they ever have WWE? I don't think they do.
Yeah, they don't.
I never watch ESPN, but
they don't.
It's like, I think they would have at least real sports on.
They do.
Yeah. But Brock Lesnar was there.
So he went on there and he's like, hey, I just wanted to let everyone know I just signed another WWE contract and I'm not coming back to the UFC.
But there's a clause that says if I ever want to, I can be let go from my WWE contract. Says okay.
Then the other news was...
shit. I'm a woman. And I'm coming.
I'm coming so much.
I think we found...
Coming all the way to the chopper.
We found a title for the show.
But TJ Dillashaw is out of the Henan Barrow fight now.
What? Wasn't that was one of the stacked cards coming up, right? It was him. What was the other one?
Mighty Mouse was going to be the co-headliner, I think.
All right.
Rib injury.
Hold on, which one is that one? That one's the
186, I think.
Yeah, Johnson Haraguchi.
Something Japanese.
Yeah. 168. That's the headliner now. Yeah. Quentin Jackson. Whoa. Oh. And against Fabio Maldonado. Michael Bisping. This is like old school UFC here. CB Dollaway against CB Dollaway. That's a good one. Two guys I don't really like, but I dislike CB Dollaway.
CB's coming off that liver kick from Machida.
Oh, that's right. I'm not a fan of Dollaway, man. I mean, he does. No, I don't know.
I'm not a fan of Bisping either.
I'm not either, but out of those two, who are you choosing?
I'd pick Bisping in that one.
Yeah, it's just like the lesser of two douchies.
Yeah, Dollaway.
Dollaway reminds me.
I just smelled some shit face all the time. It really bothers me.
He reminds me of like the frat guys, the San Diego or the military dudes in San Diego.
Like this the whole time.
The cocky assholes in San Diego. Yeah, that's what. And I think it's only because, well, maybe the Ultimate Fighter. I think he was on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, he was.
But he was from Arizona State, which is the #1 party school. Which San Diego State, I'm sure isn't that far around, but I'm sure it's like a similar. And it's like those are the dudes that is like, fuck you, bro. It's like you're the fucking douchebag. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, I don't know. That I had no intellectual words to say, but I hope Bisping wins. I like some of the things Bisping said about the fighters that have been busted.
Yeah.
Just because he seems like a guy that hasn't been cheating, quote unquote cheating, whatever. I don't know.
They just gave Hector Lombard a year.
Yep, I saw that.
he got a year off and like $52,000 fine, or it was something pretty
He's
decent.
fucked, man. That's like, yeah. I'm sure he's hurting. I mean, and
He
he's
still
still,
tried to blame it on someone else.
well, yeah. That's what you're gonna do. Why would you? What other defense would you use if you get popped? What are you gonna do? You're like, I had amnesia. I got hit in the head. I do professional sports. I got hit in the head. I forgot. I didn't know
I
who
don't
I
know what's
was.
going on.
I thought I was a drug user. I'm sorry. I just started shooting everything up, and all there was in the gym was steroids. So that's all I did was just prick my arm with fucking everything in the gym. And then I woke up the next day and I'm like, holy shit, that punch hurt. What did I do last night? Because you're like in a room with just like syringes everywhere.
Well, when was that? When was 186 supposed to happen? Is that next
Uh,
week?
no, that's April 25th scheduled for. So it's
Man, it
not.
must be a decent rib injury if he's having to pull out this far in advance.
Yeah. I mean, like a rib. Yeah. I mean, he's just coming off a rib injury. And then even if it's like a month, I mean, a month, it's like you just got to, I'm sure it's tender. I don't know. I'm not a fighter, bro. I don't know. Why are you asking me these very difficult questions? It's like there's so many cards that have the potential. We could be delivering a lot of bad news on the show, Keith, is what I'm saying. We could be delivering a lot of bad news. It's like, oh, remember when John Jones and Anthony Rumble Johnson were going to fight? And then, fucking Jones's dick fell off. And they had to cancel it. And they're like, ah.
It happens, man. You do too much coke, your dick falls off.
It was an insert. It never really existed. Then there'll be conspiracy theories. Like, it wasn't the Middle East that made the dick fall. It was...
So what's the next card coming up?
The next one is another non-exciting fight, but it's Mendez versus Lamas. Lorenzo Lamas is fighting. Did you know that? The Renegade is fighting Chad Mendez. No.
Ricardo Lamas.
Boom. I don't know if I would have gotten that one. Yeah. It's Jorge Masvidal Alayaquinta, which
That's a good
should
fight.
be I'd probably go with Alayaquinta.
I'd go with Masvidal.
Michael Caceres. Oh wait, no. Michael Chiesa versus Mitch Clark.
We got Chiesa.
Juliana Pena versus I don't know, another chick. Clay Guida is fighting. Robbie Peralta. He's on a main card. That's good.
That's
Although
an
it's
old school fight.
yeah, that's a Fox Sports 1 fight. Dustin Poirier versus Carlos Diego Ferreira.
I don't think Poirier's been in there since he got beat up by McGregor.
Yeah, that was his last fight. That wasn't that long ago, though. It was like a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months
That
ago,
was like
4 months ago. That was his last. That was the last
a year
McGregor
ago.
fight, right? What was the last
That was
McGregor
like
fight?
that was like a year ago, man.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Dude, time flies when you're doing a lot of different things. No, the last fight was McGregor. September 27th. So it was last year, but it wasn't a year ago. September of last year.
October, November, December, January.
We're
6 months?
Yeah, that's last year. It's not a year. That's half a year, bro. We're at like kindergarten rules here. 4.5.
I'm a glass
I'm
half full guy.
I'm 4.5, bro. You're just too old for me. I can't. That one's in Virginia. So
Virginia.
there's going to be a huge, slant towards the Virginia fighters, clearly. Because those Virginians. It's like, touch for the very first time.
Virginias.
Like a Virginia. With your body grappling with mine. Right? I guess the next one's in Poland, though. Gonzaga Crow Cop 2. This is my nostalgia fight we talked about last time.
Krakow. Krakow.